I would say your first goal when you get here is work on being able to work hard. Because once you get this in the bag, when you're actually able to be consistent, like some of our leaders, Alex, Peyton, Justin, we got people in here that are consistent with their business. James, we got people in here that go out every day. Leela, always getting their business, right? Always having good days, consistent. So guess what? Once you get to that point, now it's time to talk about some other levels, right? Because look, you don't just want to come here and work hard and make a bunch of money and that's it. There's a lot more to life than just making some money. A lot more. And if you don't start working on the other areas of your life, then you might waste all the money and just basically be in the same position anyways. Right? So you're here and you're there. All day, every day. You're here and you're there. Where's there? That place in your mind where you're seeing what you're achieving at the next level. And you stay focused on that stuff, right? You stay focused on the now, doing the next right thing, but you also stay focused on what you see yourself achieving. And you believe it. That's the kicker. It's no fun to see it and go, I don't really think I could get it. That's no fun. But it's awesome if you can see this stuff in your mind and believe you're actually going to achieve it. Right? Literally believe in it. Because a lot of people want to reach the next level, but a lot of people really don't. Right? There is a lot of people on a global scale that do. But percentage-wise, out of the amount of people in this world, the amount that actually achieve the higher levels is not very big. Right? But what I'm trying to do is, it's not just seeing it, it's also believing it. Right? Because a lot of people have false pride and they live in this illusion like, oh yeah, they think they're going to hit the lottery. Maybe some people will, but not a lot. Right? Not a lot of people actually hit the lottery. Right? Most people that try to get quick money like that, they end up broke. I've ended up broke trying to chase quick money before. So, but when you're actually doing the right stuff in your life and you're doing what we're talking about, getting out there and working a consistent schedule and trying to become a better performing person while you're at work, right? And you're also having vision. You're not just doing this. You're seeing more. You're seeing yourself achieving more. And you're believing it. And that's how you gotta practice faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Listen to me. Faith is the substance of things. So seeing and believing. Look, guys, Rhiannon asked if we could put it on a t-shirt. I think I might. But we got a thing that I post quite a bit in the chat and it says, set goals, crush them, repeat. Set goals, crush them, repeat. Right? And that's really what it's about. See, we're trying to build up winners here. Everybody say it, I'm a winner. I'm a winner. Yeah, and if you believe it, you are. If you doubt yourself, you really won't be a winner. If you practice doubt, you ain't gonna be winning very much. You'll be scared to try. A lot of stuff, when it comes time to put the effort in, you'll be like, if you don't believe you can do it, then what's the point of doing any effort in it? You won't try very much at all. But if you see it in your mind and you believe it, then you're gonna actually do better achieving it. You're gonna do better putting in the work when you actually believe it. Wake up in the morning, there's a scripture that says blessed and highly favored. Has anybody ever heard that scripture before? Has anybody ever heard anybody say I'm blessed and highly favored? You guys heard that before? I've said that a lot in my life. I think it's when somebody says, hey, how you doing? Right? I've always had pretty good responses. One of my other ones that I like a lot is I'm doing good and getting better. Or I'm doing great and getting better, right? And why would I respond like that? Because it's an uplifting way to respond, and it's not really a normal way to respond. Because most of the time when you ask somebody how they're doing all right, right? I'm doing all right. Oh, yeah, everything's okay, you know? And I always I feel like God's blessed me so much and that I have reason to be above that standard.
whose voice it is. You know why I know you don't know? Because when you hear the voice, it sounds like you. Every time you guys hear this voice, it sounds just like your voice. Doesn't it? It's pretty convincing, but I know it's not your voice. You know why? Because it's trying to destroy you. It's the voice of the enemy.
Come on.
It's the voice of the enemy coming to seek and destroy.
Come on.
It wants to take away your joy. It wants to take away your joy of accomplishments. It wants to take away the happiness of your relationships. It wants to take away everything from you. And it's the one person, the one thing that we don't stand up against.
He who finds a wife finds what is good and receives favor from the Lord. I don't know if y'all know this or not, but let me tell you right now. Me and my wife, our relationship is what blessed the beginning and has established this company. My wife and I, our relationship in business, in ministry, in our personal lives has been the fire that started this, everything that's been going on in a positive way in this company. So I truly believe that me and my wife, like our relationship has been favor from the Lord. I literally did find favor with God by finding a good wife that's godly and does the right thing and wants to do the right thing and has her mindset on the right things in life. It's been a blessing. Who wants to make some money? Woo! Who wants to be a team leader? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Listen, you don't even actually got to be a leader to be a team leader here. You could not even really be a leader. You could figure out how to be one by hiring people. Do you understand that you technically don't even have to have leadership qualities to build a team here? You just got to do a bunch of things right and hire and train people, and by default, you'll have a team, and then you can learn how to be a leader. That's the greatest part about it. You could have 10 or 15 people on your team, and then you can start learning how to be a leader. And you got my help. Because how hard they work, they make the same amount of money. A lot of people don't like that. So if they find out from you that you get to work harder and make more money, they might be interested, right? A lot of you guys might know people that coming out of or leveling up in recovery. You know, they've been sober for a year or two. Some of you guys are connected. Maybe tell them, hey, I got a great opportunity for you where you can help people in the streets like you used to be in the streets. Somebody might be interested in that. Some of you guys might have a family member that you trust and you know would be worthy of the job. You just got to ask them. You know, tell them, come on in, check out an interview. Come on in, hear about the job. Maybe refer them to the YouTube channel so they can meet me and kind of put a face with the name and see what they're going to be listening to every week. It's a lot of opportunity. Listen, if I was you, I would start hiring people and level up and get a team going. They work for this organization, so I'm going to treat them just like I treat you and make sure they get the best opportunity. They're going to be able to kill it just like you do. Listen, y'all, we about to blow up in this spot. I'm talking about super blow up. When we got time, look, when it's time for more offices, don't you know, I got credit. I could go get the office right now. I could go buy anything we need. We could put computers in that thing. We can hang up more signs. We got multiple offices. We just need the teams.
Down the road, somebody's private affair becomes a public scandal. All of a sudden, the trust from that relationship is gone. Even if one person forgives the other, they continue to move forward, nothing can be put back the way that it was before. That 20 years of bliss is gone. It can never be obtained. Now you're moving forward, you're a completely different paradigm, right? So trust is really the glue that holds all relationships together. So it's very, very important that you guys honor your commitments. Do what you say it is that you're going to do, okay? And this goes in every relationship you have. So that you can be trusted in situations. That's why it's a greater compliment to be trusted than to be loved, right? Because people can love you freely, but their trust has to be earned. And once you ruin it just one time, you can't gain it back the same way again. Even if they decide to take another chance on you, they're not trusting you the same way that they did the first time. They're not going to trust you.
You could have one office with 50 to 100 agents doing a lot of sales. Great job. But how about get 10 sharp people out of this office to go start their own office, and then we have 10 offices with 50 to 100 people in them. That's the vision. We should really represent that to the highest standard. We should really start feeling that. You know, we should really start walking in that, in God's favor, feeling that we have favor upon our lives, right? Because we always talk about being positive, right? Keeping a good attitude and all that stuff. What better way to have a positive attitude than to feel like God's favor is on your life? Think about that, right? That's the whole point of leadership in the leadership development program. I want people to look at me and think I can accomplish that too, right? That's why I lay out the blueprint. I tell everybody the specific things that I do to help you become successful. If you do this, this, and this, it'll work out for you. And so that's really all you got to do when you come to Head Straight Up is get in line and just follow what's working. Because people have went out before you and figured out all the hard stuff, right? People have figured out what works. People have figured out what doesn't work. And that's why we have such a great program here. A lot of companies and a lot of different other places that you show up there, there's no direction. When you show up at some of the other offices and the other opportunities, you know what they do? They take you out and they have you do sales on their phone. They say, here, I'm going to let you train today, and you're going to put in sales on my phone. So what's that mean? They get the money, right? When you show up here, we let you do business on your phone, and we even help you get your first sales, right? And we give you the way to go, the specific training that you need. You're a business owner. I swear some people think like that. Listen. Do you understand what I'm saying? You know how some people work a 9-to-5 job and they go in and they're like, if they get away with not having to work as hard today, but they get paid the same, they feel like they got over. Like, I'm still making the same amount and I didn't even have to put in as much work today. That's how most people think they win. I'm telling you right now, if you were to look at everybody's mind and heart all across the country, most people think like that. Most people think if I can make some money and not have to put in as much effort, I'm winning. But the difference is people that are obsessed and actually dedicated to what they do are looking to put in more than they have to, even if they don't get paid as much. That's the difference. People that are obsessed are willing to put in more than they have to, even if they don't get paid as much. And those people are the ones that end up making the most in the long run. There's usually seasons where they don't get paid as much, but guess what? They don't care because they're obsessed. No matter how many times I say this, I try to say it in so many different ways, but you got to start somewhere. You got to find some self-discipline. You got to start dedicating yourself and getting something started that's going to work for you long term. The way you're going to do that is by beating yourself, by overcoming flesh, by making yourself do the stuff you don't want to do. I say this so many different ways, but it really is true. You got to be able to put your mind to something and make it happen and not fall back on it. That's why I talk about practicing disciplines. That's why I talk about waking up in the morning. Listen, when you're obsessed, you get up excited. You understand what I'm saying? When you're obsessed, you get up excited. You can't wait to get up. When you wake up in the morning, it's not like, oh, yeah, another day. No, it's like, oh, yeah, another day. I'm excited. I get to get back out there and make it happen again. I'm so glad. When you're obsessed, but when you reserve some of that dedication, it doesn't feel the same way. That's why people think they're winning when they hold back 30%. People think they're winning, just like when somebody's on the clock, right? And they don't have to work as hard as they know they could, but they get paid the same. That's not you. And not only can you do what they can do, but if you really put your mind to it, I believe you can even do better. So in most sales competition type stuff that I've been in, I ask that question, I figure out how to beat that number, and then I'm competing with myself from that day forward. Because once I crush the highest thing anyone's achieved, then who I got left to compete with besides me? I wake up in the morning and go, I'm going to get you today, buddy. So, and that's really what it's about, you know, and I've told you guys before that really that's the best mindset to have. It's good to understand what others have achieved, right? It lets you know what's possible. What does leadership do? Leadership lets you know what's possible. Leaders show what's possible. That's what a leader does. A leader goes, hey guys, watch this. Watch what I can do, because you can do it too. The best leaders inspire others to understand that they can accomplish things, and they lead from the front, right? So, but as a leader and as someone that accomplishes a lot, I've learned that the best person I can compete with is myself. If I can just realize that I need to do better than I did before, and if I do that consistently, what happens? I get better, right? And here at Headed Straight Up, that's really what it's all about. It's about everyone in the room learning to get better and competing with yourself first and foremost. Again, we have friendly competition here, but the number one objective is for you to take an honest look in the mirror and go, where am I at in my life? What's going on? What am I up to, right? What could I do better? And to sincerely work on making things better.